Hey, what up? What up? What up, gang? So I'm just gonna turn the video off to save bandwidth. Let's get man like Jason in. Yo, man like, what you saying, broski? This is for those of you that don't know, Jason is the wizard. Jason has the crystal ball of stocks, crypto, and FX. This guy is the plug. Let me just get this sorted on here. Bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. Give me another 2 minutes just to set up. Obviously, we've had a bit of interesting action on the charts recently. With definitely the stocks are pumping, which is why me and Ninja are definitely stressing to people that it's important to have a diversified portfolio of both stocks and crypto. And looks like we're starting to get some of the cryptos are tweaking. They're like, oh, I think I'm gonna pop off now. This is just not loading. Oh, what is going on with this internet? Hold up, hold up. There we go, there's the chart. Just let me know when you can see my screen. I'm just gonna switch my internet to a better provider. Bum, bum, bum. Let's go back to Zoom. Minimize that. Maximize that. Share my screen. I'm live on Facebook. Bear with, bear with. Let's just get rid of this rubbish internet. Bum ba da bum 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 ba da bum bum. Man, like Jason, you free to talk? Or now?
Go on then.
Yes, man, like. We got the guru speaking, or the wizard. I'm gonna start calling you the wizard now. You got a beard like a wizard as well, so it's all good. It's all good. What is, because everyone's got a bit of a mixed bag of feelings on crypto at the moment. What's your general feeling towards the crypto market at the moment?
Kind of bit more of a backseat at the minute, watching what's going on. I'm still sticking to my strategy of adding while I can, and I feel like it's a good opportunity really because everything's quite cheap now. So I'm just trying to not stress myself too much, keep the head on the shoulders, and just keep the same momentum as I've always had.
Yeah, bro. Hear that? Hear that? That's it. I'm exactly in the same camp, bro. Where I'm just like, I genuinely don't think even if we are in a bit of a dip, like everyone's fearing, and we are about to go into a bear market, that's a good thing. That's not like oh my god, I'm going to sell all my positions, I'm going to get out. That's like, no, actually, these are some once in a lifetime bargains because
opportunities. 100%. That's how I feel. If I didn't have money tied up in everything else, I'd be probably trying to focus a little bit more on squeezing a bit more into that. But
yeah, that's exactly where I'm at.
I've got so much stuff going on at the minute, can't afford it.
Yeah, I'm literally looking at some of my things going, oh, I wish I didn't have so much money tied up here and there because I would be all over buying up.
Yeah.
They are crazy. Like when you actually really understand.
I've literally been looking, what can I sell to put money in?
Yeah. What's at a point that I'd feel comfortable selling it? Because yeah, I wanna get some more. Because Ninja's gonna kill me. I still haven't got any Litecoin, and this is what I was waiting for him to jump on this call, but don't know if he's gonna make it. But let's start sharing the screen. Share screen. That should be going out on Facebook. View. Add. Oh, we got Armani and Keisha as well. Oh, this is an all-star lineup. This today. Jeez. We got all the big hitters in today. Okay, cool. So, first of all, being as obviously crypto is the big talk, let's just start off with what's happening with Bitcoin and how that's looking. Now, as you know, I'm never ever normally looking on the 1 hour time frame. However, I thought I would start this off on the 1 hour time frame because some of the analysis, I can't remember who I did this analysis with. I think it might have been Seb or Aisha when we plotted this support line for Bitcoin quite a while back. We're talking like maybe a month back. And look at how perfectly it came to that support line. Like within what? It got down to, we put the support line in at 28,509 and it got down to 28,778. We were literally off by like a tiny bit. So that's where I'm like, yo, our analysis is sick. Our team at Blockchain Sensei, our analysis is amazing. Now, obviously, most people are going to be looking at this like this, seeing this major dip, quote unquote dip. I'm just going to stop my video just to save a bit of bandwidth. Is my screen still sharing? Someone let me know if my screen's still sharing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, everyone's just kind of bricking their pants at the moment, thinking, oh my God, it's a dip. Oh my God, crypto's crashing. Whereas if you've done the reading, like the fundamentals suggest completely the opposite. I've put in the group the PwC report and the Goldman Sachs report. And today, I think it was 2 days ago, we had the JP Morgan coin go live, which is an internal coin that they're using to speed up their transactions, which is crazy. And that's built on the Ethereum network. So if we've got one of these super whales using Ethereum to help speed up their transactions, why would they stop? Like, why would there be no money in it? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, the space isn't crashing. And then today we saw Citibank have now launched their crypto division. So they're all doing it. Everybody's in on it. So anyone saying that the crypto space is done, I think you need to think otherwise. And then when we look at this now, when we've zoomed out and we look at it on the daily, look at this support line. It didn't take a genius to put in this support line at 28 where we put it in. Look at it. Look how clear it is. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touch. Come on, guys. Like, it was super clear and obvious that the price was going to come down to here, especially with this Wyckoff distribution pattern that had been noted and everyone in the space was talking about, which is kind of like a big, massive whale pattern, which kind of the whales kind of use as, we're here, motherfuckers. We're here. We're going to take this shit. So yeah, look at it. It's so clear. It's almost terrifying how clear it is. And then we've got this movement here back up on this trend line. So I'm expecting Bitcoin now to just follow this along, and we're going to see the bull movement continue. We had the 1 wick touch at the base of the Dochan hit the support. So again, I don't think we've got anything to fear when you zoom out. And then if we zoom out to the weekly, which we do encourage people to do, again, it kind of doesn't look that bad. Doesn't look that bad at all. It's just if in doubt, zoom out. Now, when I take it to the monthly, look at that. Is that bad? Or is that just like an expected pullback from something that was massively overvalued? Now, when we whack in the RSI, let's whack in that as well. Remember, guys, if it's over 70 on the RSI, that means it's overvalued. If it's under 30. That means it's undervalued. Where is RSI? And we look at this. I mean, look at that RSI. It was at 92. Was it overvalued a little bit? Was it due to pullback if the RSI was at 92? I think it was. I think all the signs were screaming. And this is when everyone was buying and was on the hype. And now that the RSI's dipped back down to 61, which is kind of like a steady area, nobody's interested. And this is all the signs that you need to say, no, it's actually a good buy right now. It's actually valued at a fair price. But unfortunately, as we know, people are only interested when they shouldn't actually be buying, when they should actually be selling, when it's at the highs here. And we can see the last time it reached that high was when? It was in the 2017, just before the massive dip. So that's just on that. Let's just look at it on the weekly, and then we'll move on. Come on, load up, load up. So hopefully this little bit of analysis has eased a few people's doubts and fears about Bitcoin and the overall market. It just, when you look at the trend line, it's kind of meant to come down here. It was kind of obvious that it was going to come down here, if anything. Where is this RSI? Come on. Where are we? Where are we? It's not there. Okay, let's just add in the other moving averages, though, whilst we're here. Come on, settings. I don't know why my internet's going so slow. We've got to add one each time. Oh, that's a bit annoying. Moving average. Moving average. So we'll change one of them to the 72. And we'll do that one green. Cool. And then we'll get rid of the 9. We don't really need that. Okay, cool. So we've had a look at that. Let's now go to just the market in general. So the overall crypto market, let's have a look at how that was performing. And again, when we zoom out, so this is the altcoin market. I noticed, don't know if anyone else noticed, this cheeky little head and shoulders pattern. Don't know if you can kind of see it here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Thought it was fairly obvious. Look at this perfect support line. Again, the price has come down to, I don't know, it just looks fairly obvious to me. Look at the RSI, beautiful point for buying. Look how overvalued the RSI was before, 94 at the high. Clearly, people needed to be leaving. So we can see the crypto marketplace, excluding Bitcoin, so all the altcoins were massively overvalued, have now dipped down to the major support where they should be. And now we've got this head and shoulders pattern. Let's see if it shows up a little bit clearer when we look at it on the daily. There we go. You can probably see it a little bit better there. Let me get rid of this fib line. And this fib line is bang in line. Look at this. But let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of it here. Okay. Can everybody see that? Hopefully everyone can see that perfect, beautiful head and shoulders band. And then on top of this, look at this range here, which was there from pretty much, if we count it properly, we'll say from the 8th of March to here, it hasn't dipped below 585 billion. And I don't think it will. And we've already got a few little indicators here, little flashes of green that the crypto altcoin space is starting to move on up. Just here, bang on here. Why is that? Because we had a perfect dip where it touched the base of this support. The wick just came to the base of the Donchan. The RSI got to under 20. Look at it. just peaked out. It was at 21, which screams, buy me, buy me, buy me. So yeah, guys, if you was doing your tech analysis, you will just be like, nah, there's no problem here. So let's look at the stock markets. That's how they're doing. And as we can see at the moment, the entire NASDAQ is up at the moment. All of our analysis, all of our resistance levels, it's just been smashing through them. It came back here at this one, and this overall trend line, which is the green line. You can see it's just obeying it really nicely. So again, we had this little bit of a dip when everyone was panicking. And again, we're now up to this resistance level. So this is I think this is the highest resistance level that I've marked in. So I am actually expecting a bit of a downturn on this here, to just come down, touch this trend line, this previous resistance line of 140, and then to bounce up to around the 150 mark. So we'll see what happens with that. But if we just bring that into the weekly, again, you'll be able to see how clear and obvious that is. It's just whoa. Okay, so the RSI on these is suggesting that it's crazily overvalued. Why is this just not? Okay, there we go. Probably see it a little bit better now. You can see these beautiful touches. Look how obedient this has been. Look at it, especially the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks with of candles. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So that's that. Let's look at the S&P 500. Again, beautiful trend line. Can it even get better than that as a trend line? I don't think so. However, there is a bit of warning. We are at all-time highs, but look at this RSI. Steaming. That's suggesting to me we are expecting a bit of a dip in the stock market. But we know that the RSI can stay overinflated on stocks for quite a while. But where we at in general, so what I'm expecting is this 9% drop in August, especially because there's a bit of a few gap fills where the market's gapped up. My 2023 target is the 500 mark. We're nowhere near there yet, but it's definitely got the potential to do that. So let's have a look at this on the daily. Come on. Load up, load up. I don't know why my internet's been like this. Come on. Let me just close down this, close down that, close down this, close down that. Dom's going to kill me because I've just closed down her show that she was watching. I think she was watching RuPaul's Drag Race or something. Nope. Are we back? I think we're back. Let me just share screen again. I've realized what it is that slowed the whole thing down. It's this PowerShell that I've got running at the moment. So we've got this code running at the moment, which scans for any time a new crypto is added to the Binance Smart Chain. I think it uses up a lot of my power. But there we go. We've just closed that down. Okay, cool. So we're looking at the S&P. I suggested a trade on this, which would have been a very profitable trade for anyone that did execute. What it was is because the RSI was low. We had the entry point would have been here at 4175. Your stop loss would have been just here at 4149. You might have just got taken out a little bit, depending on when you got in. Then it hit the base of the Dochan. We've got this moving average of 72 moving up quite nicely. And I'm expecting this to go from here to 4614. So a very, very tasty trade, which would have been a 13-to-1 ratio. Quite a few pips there if you caught that. But again, I am expecting a 9% dip from here. So wherever it goes to, the 9% dip is going to happen. So if you see, I've marked off these resistances. So if the 9% dip happens from here, we're expecting the price to come down to this major support at 385, which is just here. If the price goes up to this level here, which is 4329, then we're expecting the price to come down to here at 3874. Then the next one is the major one that I'm expecting it to hit, which is all the way up there. So we're gonna have a fantastic summer with all the stocks pumping up, and then I would just watch out around this 60 level. Okay, cool. Let's move off from that, and let's have a look at the VIX. So the volatility index, as we know, when the VIX is down, it means the markets are up. When the VIX is up, it means the markets are down. So at the moment, the VIX is all the way down here, showing that we should be getting all-time highs. And what we're getting? All-time highs. So VIX hasn't let us down there. The Dow Jones, there was a beautiful trade on the Dow Jones. Now, I've noticed a bit of a pattern. The Dow Jones kind of mirrors what the crypto market does. So literally just before it. So we tend to have, when the Dow is ripping and tearing, crypto tends to follow it just after. So I'm expecting this ripping and tearing up real soon. Let's go to the FTSE, which I think for those of you that like shorting, there might have been an opportunity to short the FTSE. Yeah, the FTSE's actually got a bit of a trend line at the moment. What is this analysis that we've put on here? Yeah, so I was suggesting a short here. We can see it. I've marked it in. From there, it did it a little bit, as we can see, and you would have got it down to here, but then it would have taken the trade out to hit the 72 moving average, as we can see, and then bounced up from there. So you would have taken profit there, but again, I'm not really one for shorting. Japanese markets, how they look at now. Japanese markets have just announced that Coinbase is going to be operating in Japan. So that's an extra, however many people live in Japan. I think it's what, 100 million people live in Japan? 60 million at least live in Japan, are now going to be able to start using Coinbase. They're already interested in crypto, but the fact that Coinbase is going to be going there is massive, massive news. So that's that market. See what market this one is. What is this again? Oh, the Chinese A50. Okay, so this I marked off as a potential trade here. The stop loss would have been here around 828. We can see that because look at this support here on the Chinese market. We got 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touch. It's just beautiful support line there. And now it's just following this trend line. I think if we look at this on the weekly, it'll probably be even more clear. Yep, look at how clear that is there. Beautiful trade for anyone that has gotten that. I'm expecting that to fly up to its previous all-time high, which is 103.72. There is no reason why, especially look at this touch on at the base of the Dochan. Now it's just hit the 72 moving average. There is no reason why this isn't going to carry on moving up. Look at the beautiful where the RSI was on entry, and now look at it curling upwards to the upside. So that's just looking good. So initially we had to get in here, so it wouldn't have taken out your stop loss, which would have been just below. So it's just carrying on moving up. So maybe I think this will hit this point around end of July, August times. So look out for on that market. Crude oil, again, I don't really mess with oil, but it's worth having a look at, seeing what it's doing. The crypto index, we've already looked at that. Global markets up as per the FANG. Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google, look at that. Fantastic movement up to the upside. And this is where the resistance is, so it might have a bit of trouble here. I'm expecting maybe a slight dip from here, and then just to skyrocket out of it. Then we've got Vanguard Total Index. We don't need to look at that. Gold. Gold was tearing up from when it hit the trend line. It's probably one of my biggest regrets of the year so far is not getting in on this trade on gold. I saw it, I mapped it out, didn't actually enter in on it, just because I was a bit blindsided by crypto and was only looking at crypto. But we can see this would have been a beautiful trade. I mean, look at this support. If we drag out this to here, look at that price level here. 1, 2, 3, 4 across what, almost a year. Beautiful move. And then boom. And there's a slight cheeky Wyckoff just hidden in there, if you can see it. So this is exactly what we're expecting to happen with crypto. This move up to the upside, and then a massive, massive colossal dip. But yeah, so yeah, what was I saying about gold? Yeah, I'm gonna, if this comes back down to here, I wouldn't trade this now. I'm gonna wait until this comes back down into there. If we go on the weekly again, we can see how nice that looks. Oof, and look how low it was on the RSI on the weekly as well. I can't believe I didn't get that one. But right now, the RSI on gold is down, down, down. So it is looking good. Silver, the same. Then we've got crypto index again. The dollar. Okay. Now, this is a very, very important thing to look at. Because if this goes up, crypto goes down. If this goes down, crypto goes up. Just because it's the value of the dollar. Now, why we need to pay attention to this, because the higher up this goes, people are getting less for their dollar. The dollar becomes, no, people are getting more for their dollar, so the dollar is becoming stronger, so people won't want to put their money into gold and into crypto as much. So really, we don't even want to look at this one on daily. This one we really want to look at on a monthly, I would say. And this has been one of my concerns about the massive rise in stocks and in cryptos. It just makes sense if you make them shoot up, and being as there's been so much US dollars printed, if there's like what, an extra, I don't know how much it is exactly, it's a couple of trillion US dollars printed, what's the best way to give them value? To drop the value of all assets outside of the US dollar, meaning that the US dollar is worth more. Make sense? Hopefully that makes sense to people what I'm getting at. So yeah, I'm watching this very, very carefully at the moment. I think it's an area of concern once it passes this area here, because we can see since literally the whole COVID situation in March, April, May, June, August, the dollar hasn't really gone above this level here around the 93 mark. Once it does, this is a big problem for crypto. So just keep your eye on that. The NASDAQ swap with the S&P. So this is the NASDAQ versus the S&P chart on a monthly. And when this is up, tech is up, and look how beautifully this has hit the trend line. So what we're expecting, and there was a bit of a wedge breakout there as well. You can probably see this better on the weekly. Look at that. Perfect touch. Absolute perfect touches. Like, it's terrifying how perfect some of these touches are getting. Look at this wedge here. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touch. Perfectly up to the major upward trend line. And now, surprise, surprise, we've got a breakout. So we're expecting the tech to go up to at least here, where there's a major resistance line. Let's just mark that in from now. Hopefully this analysis is making sense. If it's not, drop me a message or speak up. So we've got, this is suggesting that tech has got a lot more pump in it left. And then PCC. So this is the put call ratio. So For some of you, I've explained what puts and calls are. Again, we've been ranging in here. So when it's really high, this is when we get market dips and market crashes. But again, at the moment, we can see it's quite low, so we're quite safe around here. And when it's down, that's when the markets are up. So again, as long as we stay ranging in here, it's fine. Ideally below this level. Let's just look. I wish I could get put call ratio on crypto. But the only concern that I've got at the moment is that it's just touched this support level. So that would suggest that it's going to move up just a little bit. And we'll see the markets dip just a tiny bit on the NASDAQ and then carry on going up. But that's only on this. This is the only suggestion that I've got for that. Okay, so let's go and look at the live list, which is the major players within the market. So Square is just performing like a badass overall. Nowhere near my target point yet, but it's on its way. See a new upward trend beginning there. And again, beautiful channeling, beautiful support line. Even someone that doesn't know anything about trading can see, or about technical analysis can see, beautiful touch here, beautiful touch here, beautiful touch there. It's just not being allowed to go below that. Let's just add in a cheeky indicator for you, which is an amazing indicator, which is the order blocks, which shows the volume of orders, buy orders. So we can see lots of buy orders here, lots of buy orders here. Surprise, surprise. What happened at those buy order levels? Surprise, surprise. Their market went up. So let's just take that one off because that one's a very cheeky one for me to give away. That indicator, that's normally for paid clients. So then Disney. Actually, let's just quickly look at Square on a weekly basis, just so you can see that again. So yeah, you can kind of see how clear that is. Nothing to really worry about on Square there. Disney, again, I would personally expect Disney to come down to here to this support line, personally, because it just makes sense. So maybe a quick wick or something. So this one didn't break out to the upside. It just carried on going down, unfortunately for Disney. You can see it a little bit clearer now. So we had the wedge here, instead of it breaking out to the upside, which is what the trade that I suggested would have been. Unfortunately, that trade would have lost you money. My bad on that one. If you did that trade, can't win them all. And then look, you can see it came down to the downside. And this blue line here is the 200-day moving average, which is very unlikely for Disney to dip below the 200-day moving average. Very, very, very unlikely. But we'll see. If it does, major support for Disney is 159 is where I'd look at getting on that as a trade and potentially as a buy. Beyond Meat, I had a bit of a rocky time with this one. This is one of my favorite investments, my favorite long-term investments. I had a bit of a rocky time, came all the way down here, put a trade on it here. As we can see, this really nice support level there. And it's now gone up and it's now about to hit this trend line again. So potential movement to the upside here. So not exactly a trade, but if you were thinking about buying Beyond Meat, that might be a potentially nice buy-in point. But remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Please do your own research. Then Tesla, the one that everyone wants to look at. Let's have a look-see. As you can see, I've analyzed the hell out of this one. So yeah, overall we have the major uptrend. Then let's just look at this on the weekly first, actually. So with Tesla, we can kind of see a lot of the similar stuff that we've seen on crypto when we look at it on the weekly. It spent a lot of time in the high zone in the RSI where it was ridiculously overvalued, hitting in the 90s. So we were expecting it to come down, but the problem was people didn't know how much they were expecting it to come down. I was obviously expecting it to come down to the trend line because that's what things do. Came down to the trend line and the major support line, which is just here, as we can see, one touch, two touch, and just here. And then from there, it actually had this wedge breakout pattern as well. It broke out, which was a bit cheeky of it. So it was kind of like a bull trap. So it made it look like it was going to continue moving to the upside and then sunk down. And now is the question, is this actually going to break this here? This is the real question. So being as all the momentum is in tech at the moment, I would be very surprised if Tesla didn't fly from here to at least 727. Next point from there, 798, maybe 816. So that's a very good cheeky move. So that would be a what percentage move would that be from where it is now? 24%. But your opportunity to buy Tesla has now gone. Unfortunately, for anyone that was trying to buy Tesla, wouldn't touch it unless it got down to around 531 again now, personally. But yeah, when we break it down now, if we look at this, there's your wedge. And it's been very loyal to these resistance lines. If we look at it, came up, came down, came up to this downward trend line here, came down to this support line almost exactly, came up to this resistance line, came down, and now we can see it's moving to the upside. Just got to watch that carefully. Neo. So originally we did a trade on this here, I think it was in March, to the upside, got halfway here, and then it just didn't manage to get any further. And it looks like the trade should have happened here on this beautiful support line again. You can see it's really clear. It dipped out just a little bit, but your perfect entry zone probably would have been just after. You can see that's just gone nicely to the upside. As an investment, probably wouldn't right now. I think maybe you could get it from 45 up to 66, but more so as a trade. There is still a slight opportunity to get in on this as a trade from here. From the RSI is down at 62. We've got a bit of a support building up here, but again, it's not that great, so I probably wouldn't touch it. The trade that I have running at the moment is on Apple. We can see this beautiful support here. It's really clear. So the major support was there. Then we had our secondary support here, moving up to the upside just here. And now I did have a small dip back on mine. Oh, there we go. Because I'm trading this on the hourly. There we go. You can see what it is. So there's your stop just here, just at the 72 moving just at this beautiful crossover. You can see the 72's just gone over the 200-day moving average, suggesting a bullish move. The whole tech industry is up. The RSI is curling up. We had a little bit of a dip, so I'm expecting Apple to go from here to 138 quite comfortably in the next 24 hours, even 24, 48 hours. You could see that spike up, but the overall target price on that is 146. So that would have been a 20-to-1 ratio. So that would have meant trade stop loss of £10, take profit of 200, and just scale that up however you want to look at that. Shopify, again, beautiful touches on the trend line. Anyone that was in doubt, zoom out. You can see, again, it's quite nice. It was very cheeky with the way that it slapped out of the trend line, but for me, this isn't a trade. This was an investment. I've been in this for a while now. I think we've been in this since last year at some point. We can see this is now screaming up to the upside. If tech's doing well, then this is definitely going to do well. Google, again, almost at the price level that we expected, the 2482. Again, if anyone traded this, Target price on this is 3,250. So I don't know what I was thinking on that one. That's a bit of a wild trade on that. Facebook has had a beautiful move since March, just straight up. It's had a few little cheeky dips where it's looked like it's dipped, but it hasn't really. Microsoft, old trusty, 2 tech, 2 indexes, 2 ETFs. Look at this. I mean, come on. If you are looking for safety as an investment, can you get better than Microsoft? Really? Look at it. Look how obedient this thing is to the trend line. Yeah, it has its little cheeky wicks out, but overall, it just does its damn job. So if we go from 1 year, so what, we're in June 24th. Oh. June 24th. Let's go from here. Is that the 24th? That's the 24th. June 24th to now. That's 40% in 1 year. How can anyone complain about getting 40% in a year? Like, come on. Your bank is giving you what? 2%? And people don't want to invest in Microsoft because it's boring and it's slow. But at the end of the day, it's giving you 40% in a year. And it's very, very safe. Because I'm going to drum on about this every session. Microsoft isn't really going anywhere. It's been in an uptrend since 2010. So that's over a 10-year uptrend. Come on, guys. Again, it's not financial advice, but Microsoft is a pretty damn safe bet to put your money in my opinion. Please do your own research. So when crypto's down, guess what? Microsoft will be up. And then we'll just go to ARK, and then we'll do some cryptos. Let's wait for this to load up. Come on. Okay, ARK, baby. So, as we know, ARK has taken a bit of a battering. The reason I think ARK took a bit of a battering is because Kathy just did way too well last year. And I think a lot of the whales and the hedge funds don't like the fact that she's done so well. And so we're shorting a lot of the tech stocks and ARK individually. Because why would you invest with your money with some of the whales like JP Morgan and Barclays and all the rest when ARK is giving you back 100% in a year? That's crazy. So yeah, people didn't like that. But men lie, women lie. The numbers are suggesting this was an absolute scream of a buy because ARK RSI was down at 22. Oh my deadays. I mean, there's once in a lifetime opportunities, and then there's ARK down at 22. The last time ARK was below was here in the COVID drop. So it doesn't happen very often. And already, if you got it then, you would have been, what, 30% up already? With plenty more room for the upside to get back to where it was. So if you got it here, back to its all-time high, 63% in less than a year. Guys, come on. So yeah, that's my little ARK rant over. Where I'm expecting that to go, again, you can see there's a really clear resistance here. 1, 2, 3, 4. If ARK breaks this resistance, it is going here because clearly it's been stopped from going over there. This is like as blatant as you can see manipulation that someone's got it out for this company, especially because the fundamentals just make too much sense. So let's look at the sell orders on this, and we'll probably see there's a few on the top side. Look at that. 1, 2, 3. They do not want that to move. So let's go crypto. Cardano. It's been channeling. Beautiful touch on the 200-day moving average and on the support line. It's moving up to the upside. We're starting to get a bit of a movement now. It's coming. It's coming again. Once it breaks out of this resistance here, 166, we're gonna fly. Polkadot. Now, Polkadot was the one I was expecting to break out first, just because of the updates that have happened on their network. But again, it's just not really done what I expected it to do on this one, I'll admit. It's at the base of the Donchan. The RSI is getting absolutely battered, and is suggesting that Polkadot at 15 is an absolute steal, because the lowest it was before was in May, and that was when you would have got Polkadot for 13 quid, and its all-time high is 50. Like, if this even gets back to there, that's a 297% move. Can it do that? Is it possible? Let's look at the market cap. Because if you know your fundamentals on this old bad boy, then you'll know that Polkadot works with businesses and corporations, and it's got interoperability through its parachain. What does that mean? It means that it can build blockchains for businesses that work with not just Polkadot, but can work with Ethereum, Cardano, and Bitcoin all at the same time. I genuinely think, and I'm glad these sessions get recorded, I genuinely think Polkadot will be worth over 1,000 in the next 2 to 3 years. And people are going to be like, oh man, I remember I could have got some Polkadot. It's made by the same people, by Gavin Wood, who used to was an Ethereum developer. And the market cap is 10 billion when Ethereum's is 156. Come on. Come on. That's a 10x that. So watch out on that one. Engine just had some amazing news this week in regards to its NFTs and its VR. So that support there. Let's just draw it in. Let's change that to green, because that is a buy sign. Yeah, expecting Engine to move up to the upside again. Engine, you can get this on Swissborg. How much is it at the moment? 99p. I'm sure everyone has a tenner that they can get this on Swissborg for. And if it gets to its all-time high, it's at least a 400% move. If you haven't got a tenner, message me. I'll give you a tenner, because I don't want you to miss out on that one. Then we've got Decentraland, which has had the world's biggest purchase of virtual land happen in the last couple of days during this bull market, this downtime. I mean, bear market, because that's what we're meant to be in. And again, look at the RSI on it, 18.21. And that's on the daily. If we go to the weekly, come on, guys. Bargains here, bargains. Bitcoin we've already looked at. We'll look at ETH and Crow. So ETH actually has the space to come down to 1,288. So if it does get smashed down and everyone's panicking, 1,288 is a completely okay price. That's where the base of the Donchan is. The 72 is coming up to that area. We'll have a look at this on the daily though. But it just looks like it's quite comfortable with this support line here. And look at that. The 200 moving day average is slap bang where the price is now. What would that suggest? Ding, 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 ding. Look at the RSI, 21.52. I mean, the markets are just screaming bargains at the moment. Just offensive bargains, to be honest with you. So ETH at least can get back to its previous all-time high. Main reason for that is because all the reports I've read from PwC and Goldman suggest that they are buying ETH more than they're buying Bitcoin because they see the use case in it now. So watch out for that. Binance, again, beautiful support line here. Not too sure, but at the end of the day, look at this moving average. It's quite nice. XRP, we'll have a look at. Now, unfortunately, my thoughts on XRP are, yes, it has the potential to go to 2, to go to maybe 6, but a lot of the talk is about what XRP can do, about how fast its transfers are. But the problem is the new Ethereum update means that Ethereum can do what XRP can do, and it's already proving it. Like Ethereum already exists, whereas XRP, it's not really like proved itself, if that makes sense. It hasn't proved it can handle all of these transactions that it's saying it can handle as fast as it's saying it can do them. So I'm just a little bit wary on XRP. I'm still invested in it. It's still one of my biggest positions, but I'm going to be reducing that position just because I'm not that bullish on it. I'm not going to be adding to it. I mean, I've never added to my XRP position since I got it at 11p, and I don't intend on adding to it. Chainlink, this again is a major slept on asset. This is what allows real-time information to be fed to the Ethereum network. It's probably the most essential part of the blockchain ecosystem. And currently it's at 18. The RSI is all the way down here. We've got this really nice support here. Let's just whack that in. I mean, 1, 2, 3. It's already started moving up. The RSI is looking good. I mean, this market cap is 5 billion. 5 billion. Guys, oh my God. That is scary. This can easily, in my opinion, go to 500. Easily. Just because of the use case. I think this is completely slept on. I think this is actually the hidden gem of the whole blockchain space. But, you know. But for the meantime, let's just quickly draw in where I think it's going to go to. Where's all my take profits? They've all disappeared. Okay, let's just quickly draw it in. So we'll go from here to here to here. Oh, okay. So yeah, my price predictions are quite accurate due to the fib. For 205 and 87. That's at least a 10x. So that's what, 1,311 on Chainlink. Is there anything else I need to look at? Crow? Crow's just weird. Crow is just really weird. It doesn't. It's one again. It's one of my biggest investments, and I got it here in February. It's coming down to almost the price that I got it for, which is annoying. Still in profit, but just by like 50%. So I'm in profit as much as I am with some of my stocks, which is bizarre. But yeah, expecting this to get back up to at least 0.3 and potentially 0.5. So get yourself some Crow. It's currently 10p. So again, a tenner whacked on there. I'm not a financial advisor, but 10 quid on Crow. Ain't baited. I think that's it for today. Have we got any wild cards that I was going to look at? Wild card scanners. What we got? Have any of them done any well? No, they're not really loaded. Okay, cool. Anything anyone wants me to look at before, or that they're looking at the moment? No. Everyone all good? Sweet. Cool then. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in, as per usual.
You're breaking up a bit, mate.
Am I breaking up? I was saying, is there anything anyone wants me to look at that they're looking at?
No, that was great. Yeah, that's
Sweet. Okie dokie then, guys. Big shout out to everyone that turned up today. Big shout out to Keish, Armani, Chris, Paul, Roche, Seb. I think Homer was in here at one point, and so was AJ. Thank you very much, guys. I'll speak to you later.
No, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, bye.
Cheers, bro.
Bye.
Bye.